Has your coaching business slowed down recently? Here's why.
In this video, you will discover why some coaches are printing cash despite the unstable economy.
The behavioral signs why your ideal clients ignore your content and buy from other coaches.
And finally, how to get clients faster than your competition without working harder or posting more on social media. Hello, my name is Anthony Winery.
I'm Ty Gaucher.
And over the last 3 years, we've generated over $1 million with our coaching business. We help online coaches hit consistent 20K profit months through 15-minute solid podcasts without relying on social media. This image right here is actually the real reason why your coaching business has started to slow down. As you can tell, in the middle, we have an online customer. He looks very depressed, overwhelmed.
Well, can you blame them? I mean, the scams, AI content, fake gurus, push marketing, along with the uncertain times going on in the world right now, creates a decreasing level of trust and more or less a constant state of overwhelm. Did I take it too far just then?
No, I don't think you did.
Oh.
The truth is, online customers, their trust has been decreasing over time because of the reasons we've mentioned. Think about like the amount of AI nonsense and scams you see online. People just are way more skeptical.
Which is what has ultimately led to the decline you can see on this graph here. It ends at 2025. As of today, it is very much into 2026 and it's only getting worse.
Now, Tyke, if you're an online coach and part of the thing that you need is to build trust and things are only getting harder to build trust, what happens to your clientele?
Shrinks.
And the business starts to slow down.
Now, it's important to tie all this doom and gloom to some factual research that can actually help us escape it.
I thought this is more doom and gloom.
Maybe. Let's explain it first and you can let me know. So this book here is by Geoffrey Moore and a well-respected piece of research about business. To summarize it, it basically concludes that to overcome the friction customers have when they switch from one brand to another or one product to another, or in your case watching right now, from one coach that they're following to another coach instead, the new version, the new product, the new coach, something about them has to be 10 times better to overcome the switch and not just instead have the comfort of staying where they're at or just continuing to follow who they're already with.
Got it. Okay.
So was that depressing or was that research?
I mean, to be honest, when I hear that, I'm like, okay, so trust is going down. And it's also way harder for people to switch from following their favorite creator, favorite coach to someone else. So things are getting even harder. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, I guess so. And before we get to the good part, there's one more critical piece of information. That 10 times better, as this research proved, well, now, because of how uncertain things are and the rise of AI and everything we showed you in the first slide, in uncertain times, that 10 times becomes 12, 15, and maybe more. That's no proven research. Don't quote us on that. That's just our common sense coming to you and saying that if your coaching business feels like it's slowing down, well, it's because people are getting more skeptical. And whereas before it was scientifically proven that people will only change paths and go with a different coach if they're 10 times better or they prefer them 10 times more, now you have to build trust at a much faster rate than before the new competitors to escape feast or famine.
This is exactly what's happening even with social media. Hence why it's way harder for you to stand out or gain traction because there's a lot more content, a lot more competition, but also people are just way less trusting. How many times have you opened up a social media app and you see either a video or a post or a comment and you think, that was written by AI. Now, for you, are you becoming more trusting of the content that you see or less trusting of the content you see?
Now, let's have a look at how most coaches are trying to build trust at a faster rate than everyone else.
And this is exactly what you can see right here, where you have where you're trying to dig deep into the ground. And that's you trying to build the depth when it comes to building trust with a new audience. The deeper you dig, the more trust you have. But you're digging with a spade. Why digging with a spade?
Well, because the industry leaders who have already dug a mile into the ground, their spade is social media. Everyone else's spade is social media. So if you try to build trust using social media, no matter how hard or fast you dig, as long as the other people ahead of you keep digging, you're never going to catch up.
And that's exactly why, again, it's so hard to stand out, to gain traction, to land clients using social media, because the tool you're using is a spade, but you're going against massive giants.
Well, what if it wasn't all doom and gloom? What if some smart coaches ditched their spade and instead pulled out a digger.
Pulled out a digger. Now, Tyke, I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to connect the dots about these smart coaches digger and what it could possibly be, given that most online coaches have been brainwashed, to put it subtly, that they need to post on social media, even though, again, it's harder than ever to build trust online. So what could this digger be? That's what I'm curious to know.
Well, whatever it would be, it would have to be pretty powerful to outdig everyone else faster and easier, right? Sounds too good to be true. Well, at the risk of making this video sound like a sales pitch, because it's definitely not that, that's exactly what we help our clients do. And this is how, for example, Sheridan signed 2 new coaching clients and made $12,000 in 30 days without social media at all.
That's bonkers. How?
I'm glad you asked. 15-minute solo podcasts. This image here is Sheridan's podcast. It's a 15-minute solo podcast, meaning there's no guests. It's not an hour long. It's 15 minutes and it's just her. As you can also see from the image, Sheridan's podcast is about achieving sustainable success, burnout-free, through using the nervous system, alignment, and somatic therapy. Since she was an expert in this topic, and this is what she coaches people on, it's no surprise she was able to use this 15-minute solo podcast to get more clients and build more trust in social media. If you are indeed a smart online coach capable of using a digger, maybe your brain is already whirring away thinking how that could maybe be a stronger tool to build trust than social media. Don't worry, we're going to spell it out for you anyway.
And the reason why is this. Well, 15 minutes with you, in this case Sheridan, is not 2 seconds of someone scrolling past a quote or a carousel. The average podcast retention, meaning on average, when someone clicks play on an episode, for our clients anyway, because they have the right structure in place, people listen to the majority of their content, above 80%, versus YouTube, which is 30 to 40% on an average video.
Meaning that 15 minutes, you would get 12 minutes listened to on average. We help our clients do better than that, but that's not the point. Versus a YouTube video, at best, it would be like 6 minutes.
So her dream clients end up spending more time with her, which allows them to build a much deeper connection with her specifically.
Now, secondly, as well as spending more time with the host, with Sheridan or with you, if you're going to be a smart online coach with a digger, listeners, and therefore prospects, hear your tone, your jokes, your convictions in real time. So there's no question of, is this AI? When you're on social media, all the question is this AI?
And then finally, it's a blue ocean. Now, what do we mean by this? A blue ocean really just means a untapped opportunity, a blue ocean. There's no sharks, there's no fish. It's completely wide open. It's anyone's for the taking. That's what a blue ocean means. A red ocean would be YouTube because there's lots of competition. Over 120 million active channels posting content. Whereas with podcasts, there are under 400,000 active shows. That's a 240x less competition. That doesn't sound quite right. That means it's 240 times less competitive. There we go. Less competitive than posting on YouTube. Instagram, LinkedIn, all these other platforms are red oceans. There are millions, if not hundreds of millions of content being posted online. So it's way harder for you to stand out, be chosen by your dream client, build their trust, and build that connection with them.
In summary, you're not trying to outdig everyone else. You brought a digger to fresh land. So to recap, the spade everyone is using and failing with to build trust in today's day and age is social media. It's the same tool as every other coach.
2 seconds of scrolling attention.
Millimeter of trust per post.
120 million active YouTube channels.
And an AI doubt that kills new voices overnight. Compared to the digger, a 15-minute solo podcast, that does what?
Builds asymmetric trust.
That's a big word.
Asymmetric basically means like, very leveraged. You put very little in, you get tons out. That's
Okay.
asymmetric.
15 minutes of focused attention goes to you every time one person clicks play once.
To then hear your authentic voice. Now, if you are an online coach who cares about being real, being authentic, being able to communicate your expertise to an audience, so when they hear you, they feel like they know, like, and trust you already. This allows you to accomplish that, where people aren't confusing your content with AI slob they see every day.
There's under 400,000 active podcasts, which you heard the man is 240 times less competition than YouTube, let alone the other social media platforms.
All this to say, that online coaches are trying to build trust in a place that isn't built for it. That's why people see your content but still don't choose you.
So if you don't change the tool you're using, your coaching business will keep slowing down and inevitably come to a total halt. So if you're tired of being this little puppy on the right, relying on Instagram Reels and a prayer, maybe you should get jacked up like this dog on the left. And hey, if you don't want to look like that, no shame, we understand it, especially not for the ladies, then maybe a 15-minute solo podcast could be your digger in a world full of spades.
So look, if you do want to explore that and you want to learn more about how to sign new clients in an authentic way to build deep trust using your authentic voice, and you don't want to post on social media, be sure to subscribe to this channel, go through our back catalog, binge as much as you want, learn, implement, and start signing dream clients, and ditch being the puppy dog on the right.